Hey everybody, it's me, Lisa Concepcion with Love Quest Coaching, and today I'm bringing you a Dear Lisa, that's right, viewer mail. I love the juicy viewer mail. Today's is about cheating. Somebody writes me and says, Dear Lisa, my boyfriend of 3 years cheated on me. Should I end it or forgive him? I feel awful. I love him, and I think he did it because he lost his job in January and feels bad about himself. Problem is, I haven't seen him since we started the quarantine, social distancing lockdown. After he cheated, we stayed apart, and then he saw her 3 more times. Can you help me get out of this awful overthinking, anxiety, uncertainty, and awfulness? This came from a 34-year-old woman who works in finance. So this just goes to show you that just because somebody does well for themselves professionally does not mean that they have their shit together when it comes to matters of the heart. So when I got this note, and more people are coming in on the live, so I'm going to reread this letter that I got, this little Dear Lisa that came my way. And if you have a Dear Lisa for me, you could PM me, people PM me. You could also go to lovequestcoaching.com where you find a free love life assessment, and you can include that there. I always protect the names. I'll never name names, but I will name situations because other people can learn from them. So in this case, again, Dear Lisa, my boyfriend of 3 years cheated on me. Should I end it or should I forgive him? I feel awful. I love him so much. And I think he did it because he lost his job in January and feels bad about himself. Problem is, I haven't seen him since we started quarantining. And after that, he cheated. After he cheated, we stayed apart. And then he saw the person that he cheated on her with 3 more times. So she's wondering what he's doing. She's got the anxiety, uncertainty, awfulness, awful. And she asks me, can you help me move on from this? It's horrible. And she doesn't know if she should end it or forgive him. He's kind of got her on a string. And again, this person, 34 years old, lovely woman in finance. She does very well for herself. So, just because somebody does well for themselves doesn't mean, professionally, doesn't mean that they got it together when it comes to love and relationships and dating. So what is my advice for this lovely girl who's suffering because this guy, cheated on her? So I wanted to take it down bit by bit. I'm sure this goes for a lot of people out there who have dealt with cheating in the past. Lord knows I have, both the giving and receiving end of the cheating. So I have wisdom on both sides of the coin. And I will say that when she asks, should I end it or forgive him? No, there's no or. No or. And. Language is everything. Language is everything. What we say, what we speak, we manifest. So choose your words very wisely. They are conversations with the divine, conversations with the universe. So pick your words. Should I end it or forgive him? No or. End it and forgive him. Now we're cooking with something. Now we can do something, right? Why? Why end it and forgive? Why? What even does that mean? A lot of people misconstrue or get confused about forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean access is granted again so that the person can hurt you again. Forgiveness is simply the choice to let it go, the choice to put your attention on something else far more productive than this thing that happened and you cannot do anything about it because it happened. So when you forgive, it's not like you're saying to the person, I forgive you, no problem, do it again. In this case, what you're doing with forgiveness is you're saying, oh, honey, I forgave it the second it happened. Forgiveness is for me, not you. I just chose to handle it. So I wasn't going to grieve it ad nauseum for the eternity of my life. yeah, it's sad and it sucks and there's a lot that I have to process, but as far as forgiveness, like no, I'm not holding on to that. That was your unfortunate decision. So I forgive you for your unfortunate decision, and now I need to end it and move on with my life. So what do you mean? I thought you said you forgave me. Oh, no, I do. I forgave you. I am not going to be with you anymore. Follow? Very important distinction, because a lot of people think that forgiveness means condonement. You take them back, you do it again. No, forgiveness means I am no longer giving attention to this drama and ridiculous. It's an unfortunate decision. You're human. I get it. You made an unfortunate decision, but I'm not going to entertain that in my life. I forgive you. Like, go be free, go do your thing. No, no animosity, no wadded up energy, nothing. I forgive. I let it go. So yeah, Felicia weighs in. Violation of trust. Absolutely. Huge violation of trust and disrespect. And also, deeper than that, an indication that the person is lacking in self-love, which is a game changer. When you realize that the person who's cheating lacks self-love, your whole world opens up, because you're like, wait a minute, it had nothing to do with me. A lot of people who get cheated on, they go down this rabbit hole of not enoughness. Oh, maybe if I was better in bed, maybe if I was more this, more that, less this, more of that, all different stuff, right? You start to replay your entire relationship and like pick yourself apart about all the things that you did wrong. Bottom line is, that might be the case. You may have done a bunch of different things that person didn't like, but the bottom line is that person did not love themselves enough to exit the relationship with grace and dignity. Instead, they didn't love themselves, so they went down a path of lies, deceit, self-anguish. I mean, cheating is as drama as it gets. Like, I cheated, right? So, back in the day. So, I know what that is. It's horrible. It's the lying and just the anxiety of it all. That's not a self-loving act. If you want out of a relationship, or you're having issues in your relationship, then best to sit down with your partner and be like, hey, listen, so I don't want to disrespect you. I don't want to end up cheating on you. I love myself too much to have that drama in my life. I would rather just walk away from the relationship. But if we can salvage this and work this out and have a conversation and express what we have as far as needs go and kind of make new agreements with one another, then, right, now we're cooking. Now we got something to work with. But the people who are just like, oh yeah, like I'm just going to get wrapped up and look externally for soothing and look externally for entertainment or to alleviate boredom or just to get more attention, get more validation, those people aren't self-loving. They don't know how to cultivate self-love. And they're very dangerous. So when you're dealing with a person like that, best to forgive them and exit the relationship. If they don't have self-love, you can't love them enough. You cannot love them enough. All you'll want to do is, I just wanted to make you happy. That's all I wanted to do. You'll say this to them. All I wanted to do was to see you happy. All I wanted to do was to see you. Wait, what's this song? See you dancing in the purple rain. Honey, I know, times are changing. I break into song. This is what I do on these videos. So yeah, this little girl needs to end the relationship, forgive him, heal, go inward, move on with herself. Okay, keep going. Now, she's justifying why he cheated because he lost his job in January and he feels bad about himself. Very, very well could be the case. Self-loving people lose their job in January and they, February, March, maybe he was looking and the COVID thing happened and then like it all went off the rails. So who knows what his deal is? Still in all, not an excuse. What you do is you go to your girlfriend and you say, I'm in a bad place right now in my life and I need to work on me. I'm going to take some time to just do me for a while and you're a cool chick and I don't want to do anything to hurt you and I'm not in a good place. That is what a self-loving person does, right? This is not the case here. This guy ended up having job issues and used it as an excuse to justify cheating. Weak. Do you want to be with a guy that's weak? You're a financial analyst, for Christ's sakes. What are you making? $250 a year? Come on. 34 years old, smoking hot too. She's a very cute girl. And these people wrapping themselves up in bullshit, right? No good. Let me get into here real quick again because I want to break it down even more. So yeah, the excuses. Everybody who cheats will put up excuses because they don't want to take full responsibility for the fact that they are looking outside of themselves to fill something up that is a void. So handle it and move on. My beautiful financial analyst, 34 years old, lovely. Okay, then the problem is she's pining after this guy. So here's what happens with the cheating. The cheating happens, and then, if you're not swift to your decision, you're going to be put on a shelf of this, maybe we'll get back together. I don't know. I'm so confused. All this. But you're still in contact with the person who hurt you. Why would you do that? No. No contact, nothing. So it sounds like she kind of did that, but they were still thinking about each other, still in touch and communication with one another. And then, boom, COVID happened, quarantine thing happened. But he saw the other chick 3 times. Like, what more do you need to see? Actions or hear him telling you this to be like, all right, I'm on my way. So this is what ended up happening. See, plot twist. This little chickie pea is now enrolled in my self-love mastery program and breakup detox. We did a little customized blend. I did a little bit of breakup detox to help her get over this guy and really understand how she needs to connect to herself. And then we went into the self-love mastery program, which helps you really deeply connect to the versions of yourself who are wounded from the past. That makes you a perfect magnet to morons. So if your picker is off and you're settling and you're picking dudes or girls that are just hurting you and they're incredibly, mean, judgmental, always drama, always some bullshit happening, abusive perhaps even, or they're harsh critics, just awful. And you find that these people are like who you're always like, it starts off good, like it's all good in the beginning, like everything, right? It's all good in the beginning and then it goes off the rails. So in these programs that I do with people and this lovely that I'm working with now, she is learning many things. One being, what is up with me that attracted all of this in the first place? And in her case, it stemmed from childhood, how she was raised, the programming that she received, what she thought of her own self-image. A lot of it was wrapped up in achievement, validation through success, hence why she's got this really, hardcore career at 34 years old. And, a lot of things about her siblings and her parents and just stuff about how she was raised, common. And then it also has to do with things that happened to her in school. So in her junior high years, when she was starting to notice boys, she didn't look the way she looks now. So they would tease her and make fun of her, and it left some scars and some wounds. So she's always looking for that attention, and she does not care by where it comes. She doesn't care. Oh, look, loser is looking at me. Hi, loser. Nice. Yeah, let's have a drink. And I'm like, girl, you have to get your standards on point, right? So it's about getting into your self-worth, really looking on paper, right? Looking on paper. What I did with her was really fun. We did this exercise where it was as if I was writing her love resume. And in it, we write down all of her amazing qualities, everything that she brings to the table. I mean, I'm talking everything. And we had this really fun conversation, and it really helped her to see how much of a catch she truly is, and how there is nothing wrong with requiring someone to meet you at your own standard that you hold for yourself. So if this girl has that, she says, no, I always have to do well for myself professionally, financially, it was just always an ethic, a work ethic that I had since I was 16 years old. And it's just the way I roll. I like the independence that comes from money, okay? And I like to invest, and I like, I want to buy real estate by the time I'm 36 years old. She's saving. I mean, this girl's got goals in that aspect of her life. She's on point. But for the relationship aspect of her life, her picker is off. And she wanted to figure out why that was. Her picker, she's like, no, every guy in the bar that can be wonderful, not me. I go for the loser who just lost his job or didn't have a job or is floundering at work, doesn't really know what he wants to do professionally. Like, I'm going to come in and I'm going to show you the light. And she admitted to being a bit of a fixer. So this is what happens. This poor girl, she goes, she tries to fix this guy. Oh, don't worry. I have money for both of us. We'll go on vacations. Pa-pa-da. Her last 3 years with this guy, I was like, honey, she's like, but I like nice things. I like to go to nice places. I like to go to nice restaurants and go to theater and all this stuff. I'm like, okay, but like you were paying for this whole thing. And I said, okay, that's not a partnership. That's a pet. That's not a partnership. That's a pet. Get a dog. If you want something to roll with you, you need to have somebody who's in partnership with you. And oftentimes for women who make some coin, do really well for themselves, they run that risk of going down the rabbit hole of, I don't care if he does well professionally. It doesn't matter. I like nice things. I like to go nice places. So I'm not going to down level because he can't afford it. If anything, we'll just go and I'll pay for it. It's totally fine. I get it. Because why deprive yourself? Totally. You want to be sharing and abundant and caring, but you need to make sure that this person is showing up for you in another way, a way that's supportive, a way that's respectful, a way that, offsets, adds value, right? So if this girl is full on making money, has her condo, does well for herself, what have you, and this guy is, let's say, whatever, some kind of profession that doesn't make a whole lot of money, but he loves it. Social worker, whatever, adoption coach, whatever the deal is, right? If he shows respect, love, kindness, inspires her to do more with herself, is helpful, is soulful, has wisdom, is grounded. This man was none of those things. He was flaky. She constantly had to chase him to make plans. 3 years of this. She didn't really have clarity that they were boyfriend, girlfriend, and on the same page as to what the future was going to bring. She was far more into the relationship than he was. And it was going down this path of, she was more of like the guy in the relationship. And what happens? He ends up stepping out on her, cheating on her. So we're now in the weeds of 3 weeks in on a 12-week, 90-day program is the one that she's doing. And she's already noticing like, oh my God, my self-worth, like I feel so much better. I have these affirmations. I look at my love resume that we did together, right? She looks at it, reads it every morning, and it reminds her what a catch she is, right? And the second step that I had her do was look at all of the things that she brings to the table and then convert that into wanting a man who has those things as well. So then her next writing assignment was all about her guy and talking about her guy and who is this person. And now she's able to really see how the better she holds herself to her own standard for her life, how she chooses to live for her life, the more likely it will be that she attracts a higher quality person, a higher quality man. And she's already starting to notice through the last 3 weeks of this situation, she no longer feels that ickiness, that pent up, she's sleeping through the night now. She's not waking up all panicky. She started to do this like digital meditation thing that I recommended for her for like $12 or $20. I don't even know. And, she's just really putting it together nicely. So I wanted to share a bit about the Dear Lisa letter that this whole thing just started with. Like, she literally found me on YouTube and she wrote me because of a YouTube video just like this one, but I take these that you see on Facebook and I put them on my YouTube. She found it. She was like, oh my God, girl wrote me this letter, and now she's a client and she's awesome and she's kicking ass, doing great, feeling good about herself. So like this can happen for you. Like if you're watching this and you're dealing with dipshits and you're like, why do I attract dipshits all the time? Like what's up with me that attracts this? I want to get to the root of this. Corona ending, coronavirus and all this. You know, the quarantine is not going to last forever. People will date again, and you need to arm yourself with the information so that you can change your game. You're not going to date the same way you dated before this whole thing. You're a different person now. Your values changed. You know, 3 months of quarantine, you're going to be in your head thinking about some things in your life and making some adjustments in your life. So this is going to translate into dating differently. So it's a really good time to connect with somebody like me and really commit to getting your information on point as far as what you want in somebody, right? What your purpose is for dating. Are you clear with your intention? Are you clear about how to communicate that? And are you vibing at a level where you're not going to attract cheaters and losers and disingenuous people and people who are going to do you wrong? So my name is Lisa Concepcion. You can find me at lovequestcoaching.com. There I have free audio downloads. I have a free love life assessment tool that you can do. And I have various programs and things that might suit you well. So have a look over there at lovequestcoaching.com. And much love. You can find me on Instagram and pretty much all over social media at Lisa the Love Coach. Much love, everybody. Have a great evening. Bye.